Alright, I've been holding this for a long time. It's time I finally do a draft video. And this is what I'm currently going up with. First off is Ederson and Ward. With Ederson, I chose him because he will play most matches, and because of this you can probably guess I didn't pick Cancelo, and I had to pick an alternative. I could have gone with Walker, but I mean, we don't know if he'll play every single match. I'm probably guessing he'll play game week 17, but he'll get rested in game week 18 and then play game week 19, because in game week 19 they face Chelsea. Walker's a big name player. Pep would want to rest his big name player for big matches, and Ederson will play every single match, and he has a chance of getting an assist if he launches the ball right to Haaland and Haaland gets the end of it. We saw that happen once. It might happen again. With Haaland, anything can happen. Next is Danny Ward. It's just because he's cheap and plain, and he's actually gotten a lot of double-digit hauls. Some of them I got joy from it, some of them I really missed and regret it for dear life, because oh man, missing out on Ward clean sheets are one of the worst feelings I ever had in FPL. So he stays, and his fixtures have some decent enough, rotates well with Ederson, kinda. Yeah, it's 4 million, not much money used, saves a few bucks to go up front. In the defense, I've got Patterson, James, White, Trippier, and Shaw. Patterson, 4 million defender. I could have gone with Bueno also, but it seems like Patterson could get a double in game week 20 perhaps. So he stays. And Bueno, we just don't know if he'll be nailed on starter, even though his stats are really good in the friendly matches he's played. Yeah, but Patterson stays, and Lampard loves Patterson. I think he's nailed on. And Everton defense is kind of decent when he's around, and Pickford. Hopefully Pickford comes around soon. Next to him is Reece James, and he's getting back to fitness. Yeah, we've seen the training videos. He scored a goal. He got 60 minutes in the recent friendly match as well. So I think he's back up to speed, and he's probably gonna start the first game week 17 match. First match since the World Cup, he'll probably start. I'm pretty sure of it now. But with Potter, there's gonna be rotation with James, but the turnarounds are good for Chelsea. They're like 5 days after another match, and another 5 days of another match. Like that's a good turnaround for James to get fully rested and play all the matches. And with James, we do have real good attacking threat, and yeah, Chelsea has to double as well. He could get an 18-pointer in one single game week. So one single match, I'll say. And if when a double comes around, I'm very tempted to captain him then also, just because of how high his potential is. Next up is Ben White, because I didn't go for Gabriel because Ben White will play as a right back, and he tends to get a lot of shots in from that position as well. I got an attacking return from him before, and I got him pretty cheap as well. So Ben White, I got him when he was 4.6, I think, 4.6, and he immediately got me an assist. So Ben White stays, and it's better to get him instead of Gabriel, save a few pounds and use the budget elsewhere. Easy way to get into that Arsenal defense. Next is Trippier. I would say a must-have just because of his ownership and also how attacking he has been for the majority of the games. He has been stunning for Newcastle. He's the captain. He did play 1 or 2 matches. I think 2 matches. He played 2 matches in the group stage. That's it. He got a lot of rest as well. I think he's gonna be pumped up to go and get it going with Newcastle because he didn't get enough games. And Trippier, man, you can't really bench him. You can't. You have to play him every single match. And Newcastle are a top 4 side currently, playing like a top 4 side, and he's one of their most attacking threats. he gets some bonus points. Newcastle gets clean sheets. He's worth playing every single week, even if he has a difficult fixture. Yeah. And finally, it's Shaw, because I just wanted a Man United asset. Like, their fixtures are really good, but the problem is Dalot is also like injured. Losandro Martinez and Varane might not be back until game week 19, so they're gonna miss a lot of key defenders. So I just don't know if he'll keep a clean sheet in their fixtures, but I still want to believe that against at least Forest at home, they should be able to keep a clean sheet. Casemiro's there, he should cover the back line, and he can also play at centre back. He did play a bit of a centre back role yesterday in the Carabao Cup match against Burnley. Yeah, I think I believe in Casemiro more than Shaw of keeping a clean sheet, and that's why I think it's good to have a Man United defender, and just hope and pray that they get a clean sheet. I'm really certain that they will, because of Casemiro. He's a real solid asset for Manchester United in the defense. So that's why I just kind of gone with Shaw. Next is the midfield, and contains Martinelli, Rashford, Kevin De Bruyne, Kulusevski, and Miguel Almiron. I mean, it's looking pretty stacked midfield to me. First up is Martinelli, a real good cheap way to get into that Arsenal attack, and with Jesus missing, yeah, it will affect Arsenal's attack, and also might even affect their defense, because they might miss Gabriel Jesus pressing. But I mean, I think Martinelli could still play as a striker. That would be an intriguing thing to see. And a lot of people are choosing between Martinelli and Rashford. A lot of people also have both, and a lot of people don't have Martinelli. I'm gonna stick with Martinelli because I have a lot of value tied up in him as well. Yeah, he's just go with a safe option, because we just don't know what will happen when the season starts again. There's a lot of uncertainty going around, and I'd rather be safe than to go too risky. Rashford, because he has great fixture, he has a 15-pointer hole in him as well, he has a very high ceiling. Ten Hag loves Rashford, and in Ten Hag's system, Rashford looks really well set, and he has good form as well. In the World Cup, he did score 3 goals, and speed in football is vital, and Rashford does have speed. He just needs to work on his finishing a little bit, but he has good form now, and with Martial dropping deep and supplying him with some true balls, I think Rashford could be a really good high ceiling player to go, well, particularly because of his fixtures as well. Next up is my second premium, Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, the first premium is, we all know, it's Haaland. Kevin De Bruyne, I chose him over Salah because Salah, I'm just kind of sick of Salah going and dropping on the right, not doing much, sometimes playing in the middle, sometimes on the right. He's not doing like a 12.8 million asset should be. While Kevin De Bruyne is just become a assist machine. Yes, he's not getting enough goals, but he got the assist and he's getting points. He's gonna get points, and he's on free kicks as well. He can score a volley of a free kick and score. He's on some set pieces as well. And the Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland combo is just deadly, and it's fun to watch Manchester City when you have Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland both in your teams. Next up is Kulusevski, because I just wanted a Spurs asset, and from the 8 million mids, I think Kulusevski and Saka and Maddison are the good ones to go for. You could choose Mount, but I just don't like Mount because he will just do a lot of track backing. He'll also do a lot of dirty work in the midfield because Kovacic might miss out the first game, and Porter likes playing him deeper more often than more of an advanced role. Porter just doesn't know where Mount will be in his team as a certain spot in his midfield or in the front line. He just keeps on experimenting with him. I might as well go with the other options, and I've gone with Kulusevski because the fixtures are also nice for Spurs, kind of decent enough. Kulusevski has been looking fairly good. He is more of a creator than a goal scorer, but he tends to get the goals sometimes. He gets those double-digit returns sometimes, more than Kane and Son in a game week. Yeah. So I went with Kulusevski, and I really like him as well. Really trying not to get rid of him from my current team. And finally in the midfield is Almiron, because I have a lot of value tied up with him as well, and Newcastle again plays like a top 4 side, very attacking. Almiron has been in exceptional form. He's a very rhythmic player, but he did score a goal in a recent friendly match as well, so he might continue. If he doesn't, I can easily get rid of him. It doesn't matter. I would rather start with him than not start with him because of his high ownership as well. And Newcastle has good fixtures for the next 7 game weeks as well. And from the front line, it's Darwin, Haaland and Mitrovic. Yep, very standard stuff. Like, I couldn't pick any other better front line than this one. First up in the front line is Darwin Núñez. He's the only Newcastle, he's the only Liverpool player that I have. He's the focal point of Liverpool now. He's the one who's getting all the chances, all the shots, all the XGI stats. He's busting them all. He's second in terms of getting all the shots, the highest amount of shots, XGI and stuff. Second, behind Haaland, of course. So that's a pretty strong feat for 9 million forward. I think he's a steal, and I said it in the last team selection video when I brought in Darwin for a hit, and he immediately, I had a feeling that he will score against Southampton in the last game week before the World Cup. Brought him in for that game week 16, and he scored a double-digit return. He got 2 goals, and I was like, yeah, this was coming, this was due, and I think he's gonna continue being that main guy, getting more shots, getting more chances, I think, than Salah, because Salah is now more reverted into a creator role in Liverpool. So Darwin Núñez for me is a must-have. Next is Haaland, the beast. Everyone has him. Manchester City creates a lot of chance for Haaland. Haaland gets all the shots, Haaland gets all the chances, Haaland gets all the goals. He gets everything. He's captaincy every single week. I don't need to talk about him that much. We all know how good he is. And finally it's Mitrovic. And just because of his double, he's on 4 yellow cards as well. That's a dangerous stuff to be on right now, because we really need Mitrovic not to get a yellow card before that double. After that double, we can just easily get rid of him. He's a dangerous pick, but he's also a rewarding pick because Fulham gets a lot of penalties, and he is on penalties, and he is on good form. When he played for Sarabia in the World Cup, he did get a couple of goals, and he just recovered from injury as well. He's ready to go. Fulham just goes for teams, attacks every single team, whether it doesn't matter if it's Manchester City. It goes for it, and that's what I really like. So he plays it. He's a focal point on that attacking side, so there should be goals for him to come. So that's about it. That wraps up my drop video. It's pretty different to a lot of people, but I really want to swerve a little on a different route than the template, but I also have some players from the template to keep me safe from potential big rank drop. I don't have Cancelo, but I think when the deadline comes around, I'll pussy out and get Cancelo back in my team. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Hope you liked it and gave you some ideas, and yeah, catch you on in the next FPL video.